Oh man, it's internet time. It's time for that Brethren Around. I'll tell you what, guys. What episode are we on? Like 97? We're somewhere.
Oh shit.
We're like
43?
43, yeah.
43.
I think 43. That big 4-3.
43.
Very special because we got some announcements. Just I'm gonna hit it off. Just craziness. So, of course, audibletrial.com/Brethren Around. You can go listen to audiobooks, get a free one, free 30-day trial, 180,000 books, do all that stuff, right? All right. So we got that, but also we're on that Google Play Store. Don't know if you guys knew that. Buddy. We're on that Google Play. Oh, by the way, we're on Stitcher too. And if you're listening on YouTube, and I hope you are, go into the YouTube channel. If you go to videos.comedytohobo.com. See, I got that re-forwarded. Been taking care of some back-end stuff, man. Videos.comedytohobo.com. Go there, go straight to the YouTube. But here's the deal. If you're watching on YouTube right now, and if you have the screen open, let's do in 3, 2, 1. Oh my God! It's a reveal! What?
I was holding that for like
right now.
Video podcast. Like, what's even going on?
Todd, your face is amazing.
That's crazy. We're on video right now with the power of technology. Yeah. We're doing video. That's all the bleeding edge of all internet technology.
Of Skype. And its 12-year-old technology.
Sponsored by Zynga. We're coming at you.
We were going to use Tout, but apparently nobody uses that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Hang on, let me update this on my live journal.
Yeah, we'll go there. Go to our GeoCities webpage where we have our Lycos dog, the Angel Fire.
Oh God.
Unbelievable, man.
Please subscribe to our web ring.
Yeah. Sign our guest book and be sure to
don't forget to check out the Brethren Around bulletin board.
Yeah, our BB. Oh. See, I say it's funny you bring up the bulletin board because like my big thing on the relaunch of like comedyhobo.com, I was like, you know what, man, I need a full ass website and I need forums. I went all out. You remember this, Marco? I did all this. I was like, man, I'm gonna have a shop. I'm gonna have forums. I'm gonna have a fan club. I don't even know. And like, I put all this stuff. I spent like $40 on WordPress hosting. I put all this like months of work into this thing. And then I launched it, and it had like 10 clicks a month. And I was like, I ain't paying for this shit. I was like, nope, Discord it is. All right.
No rigor.
And it's not even my Discord. I just linked to. I'm really lazy, so I linked to Marco's Discord.
Yeah.
I do.
Sure you did.
Like, yeah, man, we'll get you that stuff, brother. That's right.
Yeah, man.
Oh, but yeah, we're here. It's video time. This changes the entire dynamic of the show, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Right.
Because we have to look a certain way now.
Yeah, we have to be clothed. It's a lot of differences now. A lot of differences. Yeah, so if you're listening on, Google Play Store, on iTunes, Stitcher, see, we expanded the brand in like 5 different ways, right? Because we got a lot of those YouTube comments, and they're like, you know what? Love the show, love this old school style podcast. I wish we could see you guys because you guys say funny shit, and I want to see everyone's reaction. So it's like, let's actually do that. Sure, we listen to the people. We are the reverse of Vince McMahon. We listen to the people, what they actually want, and we're making it happen. So yeah, but let us know in the comments.
Now we're here.
Yeah, give us those reviews on iTunes. Be like, I can't believe you you changed from what your pure like you were audio only, and now you've just sold out to the man.
Sold out to the comment.
Those comments. Oh, we're just gonna put loot boxes in our podcast now.
Yeah. And reduce the reward rate for characters.
Did you see what they did with that with Star Wars Battlefront 2? Okay, everyone kind of knows what's going on with that. Like, loot boxes are coming out, and they're way too expensive, and then EA's like, you could just buy them with money. You could just buy them with that real money. You don't even need to earn them. And people are like, that's kind of shitty. And then they're like, well, yeah, that kind of is. So what we're going to do just for you is we're going to lower the cost of the heroes by 75%. But what they didn't tell you is they lowered the amount of like coins you get by 75%. So it's all the fucking same. It's all exactly they didn't change
really
anything.
Oh, jeez.
It's a pro EA move. Like just beautiful, like EA just that's the pinnacle of what EA does.
That shit salad.
Just mix it all in.
More shit croutons.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. Or what
do
they do? They fill the Twinkie with mayonnaise instead of you get that that fakeness right there. Yeah,
Jason does not approve.
he does not.
Nope, not at all.
See, what we need to do is now I need to get real fancy with a green screen on the background. And and like make you like a laser show happening behind you and stuff, like all sorts of like kick ass. Every show something different. Oh,
Microsoft, where's our Snapchat filters?
Yeah, right?
yeah, that's
I
what.
want a Jason puppy.
Oh, my dog ears. And open my mouth and the tongue sticks out.
Oh, God.
I just want that little flower crown.
Yeah.
That's
My crown's laying around somewhere, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go digging for it. Should have played ahead.
I like all those plugins because whenever people first hear about them, like, what? My phone's going to scan my face? That's an invasion of privacy. And then it's like, maybe, but now you can look like a donkey. And they're like, well, I should have done this years ago. Like,
Well, then.
well, why didn't you say so? The donkey filter. Of course.
Yeah.
Well, what is it with Snapchat during what fucking event was it? It was some new. It was the G1 in the US. They actually had a Tamatanga filter for Snapchat.
Really?
It was like,
nice. Okay.
what? Why?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not complaining.
Fair
but-
play. Yeah.
So when people use the Tamatanga filter, were they sliding on the floor with their hands? And using,
That camera movement, though.
Yeah.
trying to look for like Toro Yano?
It's like those dancing elves that people like put their face on the dancing elf, but you just like,
Like,
that'd be fantastic.
Oh God.
Oh man. So we legit have like 2 things to talk about this week, maybe? And one of them's like
We have 2
stretch. Yeah.
We have 2 things to talk about. Then we have a lot of stuff we can't talk about.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
A lot of things we actually
Maybe.
can't mention. No, but it's like, so just
well, let's
go.
catch up. How you guys been for
Yeah.
the 2 weeks we've been gone?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Doing all right. I mean, we've been busting our shit every Thursday. Well, Friday morning for me, and getting that. And I've been working on trying to get everything so it's a actual audio podcast as opposed to just a YouTube archive. And holy shit, is it a miserable experience?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you do all the work, right?
Because it's just like, oh, you need an RSS feed. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let me get that set up. Holy shit, is this a miserable process?
Dude, it is. That's exactly. And like people were wondering why we took a 2-week break. And it was like, well, we had planned this video stuff for a little bit since we got the comments and we were kind of talking about this type of stuff anyway. But then also, Maury brought up like, hey, we should probably try to get on like Stitcher. And then, we also looked at Spotify and we looked at a few of these other stores. And Marco was like, hey, what about Google Play? Like, what's the incentive there? And I was like, I actually don't know. So let me, kind of dig in and we'll figure this out. It sucks. Like, you have to submit stuff everywhere. It has to have custom filter feeds. It has to, like, set up certain, because this is behind the scenes kind of inside baseball stuff. But if you're a content creator, you want to make a website, or like a podcast or anything like that, what I would recommend is use resources that are already freely available to do the work for you. So it's like with RSS feeds, you could use FeedBurner. So that makes its own RSS feed no matter what it is, what kind of content it is. Then you can just submit that FeedBurner URL to like 40 different places. And some of them will say yes, some of them will say no. But then at least like, all right, well, we can worry about whoever later. But the 5 that accepted us, now we can start like crafting content around it.
Well, and the thing is, like in my case, I set up because I'm using Amazon for the hosting, which is seems like a mistake.
Well, that's what we do the audio for this one is. But yeah, I'll talk with you about
when it comes to setting up the RSS with Amazon. It is a huge, miserable process.
Right. So what I did is that's why I always have the show notes on Blogger. Like, because comedyhobo.com is a Blogger website. So then what I did is I was like, okay, how can I do this to where I can be as lazy as possible and where it'll still do what we need it to do? So I was like, what if...
The brothering around way.
That's right, man. We just got to find out the most chill, lax way to do it. And I was like, so... if I put the meta tag as podcast and then made my own Blogger page where, because if you go to comedyhobo.com/podcast, it'll just be Brothering Around episodes.
The podcast. Nice.
But that's what I submitted to FeedBurner as the page. So all the Brothering Around episodes are funneled in to the podcast meta tag. But
that's nice.
But that's the only meta tag I have on the episodes. I don't put what we talk about, nothing. It just says the word podcast. So anything on my website that's hosted on that Amazon bucket that sees the meta tag podcast automatically goes to that FeedBurner feed, which is then read by iTunes and Google Play and all like. So that, but it's also funny if you go and look at the Stitcher thing, it brought in the wrong metadata for what the show's about. And it says like, Brothering Around is the home of Comedy to Hobo. And I was like, sort of, but not really. Like, so yeah, it's tweaking that type of stuff. But yeah, I'll hit you up on Twitter and I'll kind of send you that exact setup. And it's not bad.
Well, I set up a Blogger and I started messing with it, and I'm just like, I think this is the way I'm going to do it because apparently I can either host from Amazon or I can also host from Google. Google Drive. Gotcha. So, and Google Drive just seems like it's a little bit easier to host from with Blogger.
And it'd be free. Because
free is what free's free.
I only pay like $2 a month, so it's not terrible. But it's like free is better than $2 a month. So that's what I would recommend.
Yeah. Absolutely. And apparently not submitting to Google Play. So that's a thing.
There you go. There you go.
That's the secret sauce right there.
Yeah. How about you, Kami? How's the 2 weeks been?
Good, busy, but like taking care of this type of stuff, you know, it's been kind of fun because and the next thing on the list is we're going to be changing the logos because right now it's just mine and Marco's mug, and which is fine, but like it's evolved since then. So I'm actually thinking about two main things. I'm thinking about changing the logo, kind of keeping the branding, but changing the logo so it has all four of us. But then also, every Brothering Around episode on YouTube is demonetized. Every single one. And I'm curious, I think it might be the word brothering in the title. Which is a weird, it's a weird thing. But like, that might be what's causing it. So I'm thinking, even the way the YouTube archive will be set up might change. Because I have this idea of like the initials BA, like Brothering Around and Badass and like all this stuff. We could rebrand and use that, but then call the playlist Brothering Around, and then each episode is just like episode 43. It doesn't say Brothering Around episode 43. It just says episode 43, and it just goes inside that playlist. Because if they demonetize something called episode 43, they're fucking stupid. Like, because I think that's what catches that filter. Is like, it probably looks at your meta tags maybe, but I bet it's the title more than anything. Because like...
Yeah. Part of it's the title.
Because I know, Marco, you have a lot of like fighting game stuff. And anytime you put the word fight, you know what I mean? Like, that seems to be the thing. Like, oh, we can't have violence. We can have a bunch of fucking racists on YouTube, but we can't have violence. How dare you?
I'm going to attempt something because I actually have a video that is limited right now, and it's been limited for a week.
Yeah.
Which was our episode 12, Ascend Failure and Bludgeon No More 7-pound Sandwiches.
I bet bludgeon.
Bludgeon.
That's the keyword.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah.
We're going to crack this code, man.
I'm going to just...
That would be a good idea.
So we should make the most vague YouTube things. A video about things. And then
Things and stuff.
yeah.
Use pager code.
We'll just write it all in binary. Zeros and
Yeah.
ones, and hell, we might end up hacking their server somehow. They'll be like, "Well,
Eight
our system."
eight round.
Yeah. I'll just put JavaScript
like
as
that.
the thing. That'll be good. They'll really like me then.
I mean, I'm amazed every week I upload. For the first 24 hours, everything's good, and then they hit me with the limited monetization, which is always great. I have 3 episodes right now that are like that. It's bullshit.
And
Well,
they're
one of them
staying on yellow
arguably is that.
now?
What happened?
They're staying on yellow right now.
Oh yeah, they're staying on yellow. One of them's episode 3, which I don't know what the fuck we did. It's just gimmick bag episode 3. The other one was episode 4, special program 1, which is the Kota Ibushi thing, which I understand.
Yeah.
Limited, no add that.
Well, I mean, there's there's that wonderful segment between Kota and Dino and their tag partners, and it's so I can understand that. But I mean, even like bludgeon, I just like dropped that word, and I'm waiting to see if it changes.
Re-gets it, yeah.
Yeah.
I bet, man.
Because I would fucking laugh my ass off if that was the case. It'll probably take like 24 hours for it to do that, but still. It's
something to think about. It's kind of like going around it, because that's the thing, is nobody really knows what's causing it right now. So a lot of people, a lot of big name people that make their living through it, are like, oh well, shit. Now half my stuff is demonetized. But I wonder if you could also spin that and get way better Patreon money by being like, I'm so too hot for TV that YouTube demonetizes every video I ever make.
Jerry.
Yeah.
That's the other side of it. It's the other side of it, absolutely. Because a lot of these YouTubers won't share that. Like they won't share like, oh hey, listen.
Yeah.
Here, look at my videos. You could see which ones are monetized, which ones aren't. And guess what? But they could just say like, oh yeah, my videos aren't monetized, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. Yeah. And it's like, but ads are running, and sometimes like ads will run because a reason or another. But hell, I have demonetized videos, like completely demonetized, and ads will run on them. And I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like YouTube's out to that good old YouTube Red money. Well, that's some good. That's a good purchase.
Thriving business. YouTube Red.
Now we're gonna get demonetized for sure. Oh, you don't like YouTube Red, do you? Click.
Well, I mean, if you were just wanting to listen to this episode uninterrupted with your like lock screen on, YouTube Red's the way to go.
Oh, for sure. Or just download
or Stitcher.
it. Yeah, or all the other 12 options we now have open to everyone.
Or Stitcher, or hell, Google Play.
Yeah.
I mean,
and even you can download the direct MP3 file from comedyhobo.com. We always put up that direct download. So it's like, put it in their freaking MP3 player, man. Put it in your Zune. That's what I want. I want people to put that in their Zune. I want it in their Nokia brick phone. Those couldn't even play MP3s, could they? Convert it to MIDI file, and then listen to it on that brick phone. That's what I want.
There you go.
Get yourself a mini disc player. That's all you need to do.
A 3GP.
Burn it to a CD and then listen to it on your Sony Walkman. That's what I want. Oh shit! Maureen's actually got this.
iPod Classic, 160 gigs. I use it every day.
Oh man!
And I have the podcast on here too.
Well, it works.
Nice,
I mean,
nice.
the thing.
Thank you,
music,
iTunes.
Yeah, like
There you go.
my Apple's starting to get crazy.
Ta-da! Smartphone.
Thing I'm holding is my audio player now.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, eventually, I'm assuming it'll be on Spotify. So
it's submitted. I haven't heard back because they're all yuppies. I mean, they're a great partner that we would love to be a part of. Thank you, Spotify.
Yeah, it's funny because even when they started doing the rollout of the podcasts for Spotify, there were some podcasts that I would listen to, and they're just like, we've been waiting like a month and a half to hear back from Spotify.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Dang.
It seems a little more
But then
hardcore than the other stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maury, how about you? How's things?
Things have been okay.
Yeah.
Work's been interesting, but other than that,
Cool. You guys did a Call to Arms recently, right?
yes,
Oh, yeah.
during Veterans Day weekend, so this past weekend, currently,
Mhm.
in future, Veterans Day weekend 2017,
Yeah.
there was a Call to Arms. I took a little bit of a part in that. I could have probably promoted more and probably done some crazy gimmick of I'm going to stream for 24 hours.
Right.
I'd never fucking do that, but some crazy gimmick to get people in and donating and whatnot. But
I
was happy
don't
to
think
help
you
out.
could have done a 24-hour Vampire the Masquerade stream.
oh fuck no.
That'd be hardcore.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm too old
Cool.
for that.
Oh.
I would be way too old for a 24-hour stream. You
Oh,
could
yeah.
give me every energy drink on the planet, and I'd still, after hour 11, I'd be like, my eyes would be crossed. I'd be like, where am I? I'm just too old.
Yeah.
I think the longest I went was 20 hours, 19, 20
Oh,
hours.
jeez.
And it was a single sitting, was it Arkham Asylum? I
Yeah.
think it was.
Oh wow. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And it was just I got to a certain point, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. We're finishing this.
Right. We're in too
there's
deep.
2 story missions left.
Yeah.
And I'm exhausted, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not going to kick off a stream for just 2 missions.
Yeah, it's true. God, yeah.
Dang.
But I always love those people that do the charity deals, but then they do have the really wacky incentives. Like, for every $5 spent, I'll eat 10 chicken McNuggets. And then you're like, that sounds like a great idea, until you have someone that donates $5,000. And you're like,
Yeah.
I have to eat a
Right.
truck of chicken McNuggets right now.
Yeah.
I have to
That's
stop.
what scares me.
Yeah.
If I ever try to do some gimmick, I thought of have you seen the UV Sriracha vodka?
Oh, God.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was thinking for every few dollars donated, I could take a shot. It's one, I am the lightest lightweight I probably know, and 2, there'd probably be some asshole with that huge donation. It's I can't do all of these at once.
And then they do a
God.
charge back on it too.
Oh
so.
Yeah.
god, that's
Oh.
the worst.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you,
But
Marco?
I had fun.
Yeah.
It was a very good event. We raised, I don't know how much we raised altogether.
Yeah, it looked like a
I
pretty
think there's
successful
actually.
deal.
Say what?
It looked like a pretty successful deal. I saw a lot of the comment stuff on Twitter, and Stack Up really posted all the
Yeah.
well wishes and thanks and all that stuff. So it looked like a really cool event, just multifaceted,
Oh, yeah.
people from every angle.
Oh
coming
yeah, we
together.
had
It's cool.
so many streamers involved.
That's awesome.
That's good. That's
It was-
awesome.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's awesome.
One of them I do know, Benny Fitz. I don't know if you've seen his stream. Lovely, lovely monster. And if you follow him, you too can be a friend with Benny Fitz.
There you go.
Ah,
clever.
yeah.
I-
See, that's a good one right there. Yeah.
He had the goal of $500, and I think he raised $600 or maybe more.
Oh, wow. Great.
Wow.
So,
there you
yeah,
go.
he really-
Hitting the goal.
Killing it.
But yeah, we had a ton of streamers out there just, helping raise money for the charity, and it was just amazing.
Yeah, and that's at stack-up.org, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
awesome.
Mhm.
So go check it out.
I believe it actually redirects from stackup.org, just one word now. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, shit, I'll pull up the website right now, because by the power of technology, I can change the scene so people can see it on the video archive. We can use this to our advantage
go.
right now. Here we go. No, let me go to the old desktop. There it is, stackup.org. Check it out. Yeah. Let's see. Wow, $144,975. Woo, buddy.
Wow.
They're trying to hit that 200,000 goal. So yeah, guys, go check this
Not
out.
too bad.
Not at all.
Not too bad.
Really good stuff. Really good stuff.
Yeah.
So how are you, Marco? What's up with you, brother?
How am I? Let's see. 2 weeks that we've been gone. I saw Thor Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
Good movie. Good Thor movie. That should be the tone for Thor movies moving forward. Don't be serious. Be funny.
Yeah.
That's all you should be. Saw Thor Ragnarok. I finished Stranger Things season 2. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff there. It's basically name your character, and it's their side mission quest. Because season 1 they were all together, like a lot of the time. Season 2 they kind of did their own. They were grouped together, but they were doing their own thing. Each character had their own thing going on. So that's what was going on with season 2. So, but enjoyed it. It was I think 9 episodes in season 2, so it's a shorter watch for binging. So that's good in a way. Let me see. YouTube is going good. I'm close to 700.
Yeah, dude. How many away? Like
693. So I need like 7 more subs. And December is still a little bit away, so I can for sure hit that goal and then try it and then go for 800 next year or something. Just
heck yeah, man.
Yeah, just pushing forward for YouTube stuff and just doing a lot of my videos in the car.
Yeah.
And then,
hey, it works, man. People are watching.
My video game stuff. Yeah.
I mean,
And
you just got to be on top of things. I mean, that's what I learned today anyway. Like
Todd got the jump on me with the Deadpool and Marvel Heroes. I'm like, oh, yeah, good for you. But dang, I'm at work. I can't do anything.
I mean, the Deadpool thing did absolutely nothing for me or my channel. But I mean, the Marvel Heroes one, like, not that I got any new subscribers or anything like that, but people like commented, which is weird.
Right.
I'm not used to it.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's awesome. So yeah, things are going good. I'm just gonna keep pushing, and now we're here and ready to get back at it with Brothering Around.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Or whatever we're gonna call this moving forward.
Yeah, dude, who knows, man? The whole thing could change, but I mean, yeah, it's all the moving pieces is starting to come together to be its own thing, which is pretty exciting. Yeah, it's funny you guys are talking about like being, strike while while that pot's hot, man. Like get in there, all these new hot topics, and then I'm over here like, so for my next retro episode of West vs. Bad, I'm gonna play a Sega Master System game. And people are like,
oh God, that sounds amazing. I'm not even joking.
So it's like not being bleeding edge of anything. It's like, actually, let's go back 37 years. And people are like, what the?
I was
Altered Beast.
Altered Beast was good. Altered Beast was real.
In this version of Primal Rage, you could pee on the bystanders.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
I feel like that's kind of where my episodes are going now for like the retro stuff. They become these archives of like, did you know this and these weird facts, which some people are way into, and like just the nature of the beast of talking about old games, you have to kind of put it into context on like, out of all the games on the planet Earth, why did I pick Eternal Champions to talk? Like, I felt like I had to justify it in the video, like, trust me guys, here's why I picked it. It's important.
Which version of Eternal Champions though? That's the question.
See, and we covered both. So I did the Sega Genesis version, and then we talked about the Sega CD version and how it had
which was far superior.
Right, more characters. You could be what's the dude's name?
A lot more. You can combo in that one.
Yeah, you could combo in that one. All the stage fatalities were full motion video, which
was terrific,
hilariously bad.
Yeah.
So
you
bad.
You could pick a chicken as a character.
It was the old school like poser 3D era of like you could only afford.
We're just learning how to use this technology. So
everyone just like they can speak, but their mouth doesn't move yet. Like they're not quite there with the technology yet.
Right.
That they don't blink.
Oh,
so it's all these claymation dolls like freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just love that era though. Like, I'm hoping that's what... Because, all these indie games on Steam are like, oh, these are pixel dungeon crawlers and roguelites. I think in the next 5 years, we're going to start seeing really shitty PS1 era... like that graphical style where the textures are flickering. Like all the jagged edges.
I would be more fine with... don't get me wrong, that's great. But the, Sega Saturn, Sega CD era, more of that than the PS1 era, because I think that went a little too far.
True, yes.
We're not there. We're 10 years from that.
Right, yeah, that's pushing the edge.
We're 5 years from about the Sega CD quality indie games, where it's just like, oh hey, this is some like demake. Well, that's another thing. It's like, oh, it's a demake of this or whatever. It's like, oh well, we're doing a demake of like, I don't know, like The Witcher, and it's like done like a fucking Sega CD game.
Yeah,
and you're just like,
it's
this
true.
would be great.
Yeah, that's really true. It's like, we're gonna change Batman Arkham Knight into a pixel game, and you're like,
Yeah.
all right, sure, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Like they do the demakes, and you're like, huh, that's interesting. Like, not, you wouldn't think that it'd be as good, but usually they're actually pretty damn good.
Because they pull out the bullshit.
Amazing.
Like, they pull out all of the other garbage. Like, it's just how fun is this game of walking this little character. They're you know, they kind of get down to the pulse of like, what is rewarding about a video game? And then they just do that. And then everything else is just, we don't need it. Like, it's the polar opposite of what it is now. But I was thinking about this, like last week, I think. I remember episodes of Nitro Beard where we made fun of DLC. Like, it was a brand new thing. And we're like, oh, horse armor. What, can you imagine where people would actually buy DLC? That's ridiculous. And now you can't fathom anything in the industry without it. You know, it just doesn't make any sense unless you go to those indie guys.
You got to remember, though, that even the precursor to DLC was the expansion packs, and that's essentially what those were.
That's true.
You know?
And they were, but I think where the differentiate was, like, they were massive. Like, you bought an expansion pack, and that probably added 30 hours to something. But
in some cases,
like
in
Baldur's
some cases
Gate,
it did. Yeah. I mean, what is it? The last true expansion that I can think of is Dragon Age Awakening, which was
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was
but they also sold it as DLC, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
With BioWare points.
Fucking BioWare.
Ridiculous.
Well, you know, unless you were on the Xbox 360, and then you could have used your good old Microsoft points. It's terrific.
It's so carny money.
You know, for California, there was a serial killer that flew to California, right? He escaped from a insane asylum in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So that just made me think of EA, because EA is like the developer, the studio killer.
I was kind of like, I'm following you, but I don't know where this
right. Sure.
Because one Visceral, and then two like BioWare.
Oh, dude. The EA is buying up people. What I feel so bad about. Oh my god.
They bought Respawn recently.
They bought Respawn, and the whole idea. Respawn used to be part of EA and part of like Activision. It was those guys that left to make Respawn. And here comes EA being like, actually, come on back. Yeah, they left EA and Activision because they were going to get rid of the teams and get rid of people, which is what EA is notorious for doing. Now they own them again. And I'm like, they're gonna make them develop fucking Battlefront 2 expansion packs instead of Titanfall. Like it's sad. It's
Titanfall
same thing that happened to what was that developer, Raven, that did like Soldier of Fortune, and they did all those old school games. You know what they do now? Map packs for Call of Duty.
Oh,
welcome to the fucking future.
Oh,
and the beauty of Raven's like Soldier of Fortune, those games were like super fucking realistic.
Yeah,
like in the sense of like the physics. You know, like holy fuck. And now they're doing map packs. You know?
Yeah. Well, please buy our loot crate. You could look like a circus clown while you go and fucking shoot in World War II. And you're like, oh, great, this is awesome. Like,
buy the EA executive pack now.
Oh jeez.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
And they just love to serve it up too, man. Our loot boxes are different.
Really?
Oh,
you can get Vader. You just can't get as much reward.
Yeah, he's a gold Darth Vader.
Oh no!
Vader never wore gold. I mean, in our world, he did.
He can wear a chain that has a big pot leaf on it. Like,
Jesus.
That's where they go with
And
it.
don't forget the pre-order now to get a special chance to have a 2% loot box rate of getting Darth Revan.
Yeah, Darth Revan. And be sure to go pre-order at Best Buy, where you can get the Best Buy lightsaber, where it comes out, it just says the word Best Buy.
Like blue and yellow.
Yeah, you whatever you they go wrong, like your shirt turns blue and you get a little name badge. Like you just become an employee.
Geek Squad.
Yeah, yeah. The service installation fees.
But you got to remember, if you want to get full access to the game, you got to pre-order it at GameStop because the content gets locked behind their fucking pre-order DLC.
Go to GameStop where the power's to the players, and you walk in and you're like, "Hey, I'm here for my pre-order of fucking Call of Duty," and they're like, "I could check the back and see if we got it. I don't know." You're a video game store. I know you got it. Like it's. What else do you get? Nothing. Get the thing. Bring it up. What are you doing?
I remember the biggest problem going to like pre-ordering a game was you go in, you pick up your pre-order, and you're like, I was supposed to be getting some shit with this.
Yeah.
Like I was supposed to be getting the free shirt or the CD or whatever.
The art book.
And they were like, oh, well, we're all out of them. Like you just opened.
Yeah. It's like, so you're telling me if I go on Craigslist or eBay right now, you didn't post this shit up on the sly? Guaranteed, man.
I mean, it's just like that fucking McDonald's sauce thing. Like
Szechuan sauce. You know what? God bless that whole thing, because if people are gonna go on Twitter and complain that they drove for 9 hours for fucking Szechuan sauce and didn't get it, they deserve every piece of ridicule on the planet. And you want to know why? There's a thing called a fucking phone. Do you have enough Szechuan sauce? No? Okay, I'm staying home. Click. That's it.
See,
That's
the thing was like everything was automated by the website.
Yeah.
And it was just like these locations have it. And it's like, okay, cool. So people would go to these locations and they're just like, we got 8 packets.
Like indie wrestlers.
Can you imagine? It's sauce, and you just send 8 packets of it to a McDonald's. Like, they throw more sauce than that in a Taco Bell bag whenever you go fucking through the drive-thru. They're just like, oh, I guess here's some sauce, and they like just dump it in there. They shipped an envelope of 8 packets of sauce. Give me a fucking pallet of sauce. Like, what do you? This is
I mean, it's ridiculous. Like that's what a lot of the outrage. Don't get me wrong. Like they went fucking ape shit, but ultimately, the fact that like, and then McDonald's just like, we'd like to thank our fans. Like, no, these people.
I don't think Rick and Morty technically had anything to do with that whole. Any of it.
Oh man,
the art was done by their guys.
Okay.
But even that, like they were commissioned to do art, like so that's like one thing entirely.
Right. But thank you, fans.
We'd like to thank all the McDonald's fans for all the support today.
Thank you for bludgeoning each other to death in the fucking parking lot for a pack of Szechuan sauce. We appreciate your support.
Well,
I remember. Go on.
Oh no, you go ahead.
I remember like after the whole fiasco, I was like flipping through Facebook and I saw a story on there of a chick who got like a package of the Szechuan sauce, and apparently like a dude traded his car for the package of sauce. I am not fucking joking. That was an actual trade that happened.
You gotta respect the sauce.
Apparently.
This sauce is worth $40,000.
This is a Bitcoin now.
Exactly.
I'm gonna make cryptocurrency of Szechuan sauce.
Well, and I mean, because of the fallout of that, I mean, McDonald's has said, "Oh, well, we're going to bring it back during the holiday season. And it's not going to be like one day, and it's we're going to make sure there's enough for whoever wants it."
Now I bet that
is it still going to be in like limited, like select McDonald's that may or may not actually be select McDonald's with their knowledge.
Or how bad would that dude that donated his car to somebody for a pack of sauce be if it's now everywhere? Like, oh shit, now I'm out. It's like
that car better be like a beater or something.
Yeah,
I still love that day I was reading Wendy's Twitter feed.
Oh god.
And they were just like, come to Wendy's. We don't have Szechuan sauce, but neither does McDonald's.
I love Wendy's Twitter.
They're
Wendy's
so good.
Twitter is awesome.
Oh, they're on another level,
Wendy.
man. So good.
Fucking beautiful.
Oh man.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah, no, what is it? Apparently, like the day before the event, cases like of the sauce went on eBay, and it's like, yeah, the case had like maybe like 20 packets in it, but still, like that would go on eBay for like $3,000, $4,000.
My friend went
the day before in areas where they were supposed to receive the sauce, and then you go to the restaurant, they go, "We never received any of our sauce, nor did we get the promotional posters that we were going to be giving out."
All right. Some store manager didn't make his quota for the month, so now he has to like make ends meet somewhere else.
Back alley deals.
Yeah, my friend went to the supermarket and like got a big jar of Szechuan sauce, like that you could just fucking buy from a grocery store. Mm-hmm. And he took a picture and he says, "I'll sell this to a Robin Mickey fan for $10,000 instead of Rick and Morty." And like I retweeted it because I was like, they would probably give it to you. They're like, "Look at all that Szechuan sauce. I want it right now." Because I mean, I've never had that sauce in my life, like from McDonald's.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's I forget what the exact taste is, but I remember having it like during '98. So
I just do sweet and sour sauce like a normal human being.
You know what? It's similar to sweet and sour sauce.
Right.
It's so
Chick-fil-A has some stuff called like what do they call their sweet and sour sauce? Because they don't call it. It's not like Mediterranean sauce or something, but it's something like
Polynesian sauce.
Yeah, Polynesian sauce. That's what it is. And like it's sweet and sour sauce, but they mix like Thousand Island dressing. They do something, and they're like, yeah, and they like mix it up a little bit. But it's like I bet that's similar enough. Like I feel fine about not having Szechuan sauce from McDonald's.
What I really want to try, I really want to try Babish's recipe for Szechuan sauce, because apparently it's supposed to be really similar to the actual thing.
Oh,
okay,
interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
See, that's what we're gonna do. Cool. Now that we're a video podcast, we're gonna be food connoisseurs and be like, "Oh, let me taste this Szechuan sauce." Yes, delectable.
There's gonna be an episode I'm gonna turn to social eating. You know this.
Oh God.
That's all. I'm just sitting there, just eating ramen and shit, and you guys are just talking. I'm like, it's just hanging from my lip.
Oh man!
Turn everything into social eating. That's what it's all about.
That's the name of the game.
How funny would it be if I did that and like the episode does like 1,000 views overnight?
Like, you got to see this new hotness, man. This Todd guy eats so much fucking ramen. It's great.
Oh God, are we gonna turn into like a mukbang or whatever?
ASMR.
Called, like the massive amounts of food. There you go, yakisoba.
Yeah.
No.
Oh man.
That's just regular teriyaki chicken. Meh. I got the spicy one somewhere.
Oh God, we should try that one chip challenge thing.
Yes.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah. No, well, for you.
Yeah, for me, because I'm a wuss. I don't do spice very well.
I mean, then there's also that ghost pepper vodka.
God.
Oh, shit, yeah.
That would destroy me.
Dude,
I'm willing to try it because I love vodka.
That ghost pepper that Wendy's had their kick like 3 years ago or whatever of ghost pepper stuff. Mm-hmm. It was freaking great. Like I got one of those a week. I was like, yeah, absolutely. And then I'd be eating it and lips are turning slightly purple. And my wife now, but girlfriend at the time was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "This is the best day of my life." Like I was so like just breathing, dry heaving, like.
Yeah, you should stream so that day.
Dude,
what's up, guys?
I'm just like eyes swollen shut. I'm like, this is so good. I love every bit of
it. By me, we got, and they're around the country, but Moe's Southwestern Grill, I think it's called. Oh. Moe's is pretty damn good. And in my area, they do a salsa with the Carolina Reaper.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God.
And somebody always mixes the sign between their hot and the Reaper. Oh, so like you go and you think you're getting the hot and it's the Reaper and you're like, this is my life now.
Oh no.
It's like, this is how it ends. Just this in a restaurant in front of people I don't know. That's how.
And then
that's
you
how
mention it on in Discord, and somebody's just like, Carolina Reaper isn't that hot?
Yeah,
and you're like,
these,
are you fucking
these
kidding
internet badasses. Oh, I eat a 12-pack of every day for lunch. I just sprinkle my soda with Carolina Reapers. And you're like,
Well, I mean, there is the guy who
smoke.
developed that pepper. He has another pepper that submitted to Guinness and is going to be the new world record.
Oh no.
It does not even have a name yet.
Oh
God.
no.
Currently, they're calling it Pepper X,
Oh Jesus.
Pepper X. That's that
Like
new
Jason
Doritos
X?
flavor right there.
like Weapon X. Like,
Weapon X. There you go.
It just melts.
but it is in a sauce already. The Last Dab sauce.
Oh
Which-
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my
Um,
God.
Yeah, YouTube like hot wing eating interview thing. And the last wing, they put this just like it's tossed in the sauce, and then they go, well, it's tradition to kind of put one last dab of that sauce on that wing.
Yeah.
You don't have to, and everybody's just like, I mean, if it's tradition.
Yeah, gotta do what you gotta do.
And then you'll have
Hello.
like Chris Jericho and do it, and like who was the other one? Terry Crews did it. It was fucking
God.
great.
Jesus.
That sounds crazy. Oh,
Oh, that's hilarious. Dang.
I love the hot
Are you
food
guys-
experience because you know what it feels like. Like if you've ever had food that's just too hot and then you see someone else going through it, you like start reliving it in your mind and you're like, yeah, no, just wait. Yeah, there it is. Like you know the steps of it. Like, oh, he's going for water. That's an amateur mistake. Grab some milk. You're like, oh,
With
it's
the,
hilarious.
With the Carolina Reaper salsa, like I had him just like, this ain't shit.
The faces. It's like whenever you stub your toe and like you don't feel it right away and you're like, did I stub my like, and then like it just kicks in immediately. Oh no.
Oh, man.
I'm tearing, I'm sweating, my face is red. People in the restaurant are looking at me and going, you got the wrong sauce.
Never mind, we're not doing the one chip challenge.
You just turn into one of those old like Southern gentlemen and have the napkin on your forehead like, oh, I do declare. Like,
I do the fire.
I have the vapors.
Hey, geez.
Oh man, so we had topics, didn't we? About something. We're 45 minutes into this shit. We haven't even.
Talking about Szechuan sauce.
That's right.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, we talked about Szechuan. I mean, we covered all the important shit,
That's
right?
true. All this
like
other
expansion
stuff.
packs, DLCs.
Yeah, loot boxes. It's fine. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
there you
good.
go. Yeah. Yeah.
What was the? Because we had the Jason Momoa Crow thing.
Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Crow.
Crow Bro, yeah.
Yeah,
That was
Crow
on-
Bro, yeah.
was on the news. That was on Twitter that Jason Momoa is going to be in the Crow.
He
that
is.
official?
So yes. So
Okay.
and what's the only part I don't like about it? Because I think casting him, the style, like his look, everything, it fits it great. My only complaint is that they're rebooting the original. Like he's playing,
Which is a huge fucking mistake.
he's playing Eric Draven, and I don't think he needs to, because they've had other Crow films with other people. Like it doesn't have to be Eric Draven. It can be. You could name him whatever you wanted, and the story is still kind of the same. But like, you don't. The original, I won't say it's some sacred idol of like movie making, but we talked about it before. Like The Crow is literally, I can recite that movie line for line. Like I could do it from opening shot right now and say the entire script. Like I watched it so much, but the only way I could really see it working is if they really go for what the book was about. Because the movie changed quite a bit. It left out a whole lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff like, because really what The Crow was genuinely about is James O'Barr, the author, his wife got killed by a drunk driver. And like, he went through such a bad depression. And like, he couldn't get out of bed. He was thinking about suicide, like all this stuff. And then he just started drawing. He just started drawing as part of therapy. And he ended up over the course of like 6 years drawing The Crow. That's what that book is. So it's like his therapy session to get over the loss of his wife for no reason. Like, he thought God abandoned him. He was like, why did you take away the one thing in this world that I thought was cool? And then, so you could see this anger and this hate for everything, like, in this book. And you're like, man, this is rough. But, you know, there's certain scenes, like there's a nightmare. It starts off in a dream and his wife's like on a beautiful horse and stuff. But then the horse runs into barbed wire and like cuts the shit out of it, right? Like, just very graphic, weirdly like haunting imagery. But you know that's where he was mentally. If they go like that sort of like psychosis part of it, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to do the Brandon Lee, make it about just the action movie type of have this guy kicking ass, taking names, which is part of it, but it's not all of it. So I wonder if they're going to dig into more of the psychotic stuff, like some of that deeper mental stigma stuff, because that's where the real meat of that story is. Like, here's a guy trying to find out his place in the world, and you know, the world was really nasty to him, so now he's going to be nasty back.
Right.
So I'm interested. I think Jason Momoa has the chops to do it. I just hope they don't give him a box to stay in. Like, well, the Crow fans expect a cool movie thing with a motorcycle and put a shotgun on your back and you're going to look like Spawn and you have a big trench coat and you're like, nah, like do the other angle. Like, make him a gymnast or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, make him less really limber, because that's what he was. Eric Draven was like a dancer. He would like dance and do all, like it was almost ballet. He was like into ballet and stuff. So it's like, do it. They didn't do it on the Brandon Lee one, so like now you have a good opportunity. But it's I don't know. Like it feels a little weird.
I don't like the title.
Yeah.
I'm not big on the title.
What's it called?
Crow Reborn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to do a reboot, just fucking call it The Crow 2018.
Yeah.
I mean, much like they did the Ghostbusters 2016. So.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
it's so we know which year to avoid.
That DLC pack, the Avoid Crow 2018.
Yeah.
You got to go back to the Crow.
He's apparently the only. I'm looking at the IMDb, and like he's the only cast member.
Hey, that's fine. Have him be the only person in the movie, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
have it be a one-man show.
GoPro, like
he's supposed to get revenge, but he's just like, nah, bro, I'm working out today.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do sick abs.
It's leg day.
I dig it.
Yeah.
But they bring up like poet and what is it? Eric, a poetic guitarist, is brought back to life by the Crow a year after he and his fiancée are murdered. Yeah. That's the synopsis, and it's like, okay, well,
that's
I mean,
pretty general.
That's what it is. But it's like there's a lot more nuance in there. But yeah, I mean, that's the elevator pitch. Because you know, they had Eric Draven playing electric guitar on the rooftop, and then he gets angry, and then he like smashes the guitar. Yeah, all that stuff. Just cool imagery, man. Like, and that's whenever Brandon Lee just got off of doing, what was it? It wasn't called Double Dragon. It was called like Double Strike, or it was some partnership martial arts movie. So he was just. It was
his own movie. I remember that. I just don't remember the title.
Yeah,
but
because they were really trying to shoehorn him in, like, hey, you're Bruce Lee's son. Why didn't you do all that martial arts stuff? Like, and he was great at it. He was super good. And of course, like,
it wasn't Rapid Fire, was it?
No, I think it was Rapid.
So he did Rapid Fire, but there was another one where it was
Showdown in Little Tokyo.
That one was an older movie.
Yeah,
because he was like a young boy in that one.
Yeah. God, it was
because I'm looking at his list of credits as an actor, and it's like The Crow, Rapid Fire, Showdown in Little Tokyo, Laser Mission, O'Hara, which was a TV series.
Laser Mission.
Okay.
CBS Summer Playhouse TV series.
Okay.
Legacy of Rage, which was
what the fuck?
And Kung Fu the movie, which was a TV movie.
Yep.
Right.
He played a gangster in the opening scene of Crime Killer. Like,
These are amazing movie titles.
Yeah, they are.
It's between 1985 and 1994, like a 9-year span, and he did those movies. And you're like,
amazing title.
I mean, why are we not talking about Laser Mission?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. It's like that was the era where action movies would be like, well, this guy beats up bad guys, so let's call the movie Bad Guy Beater Upper. Perfect. Stamp it. Approve it. Great. It goes through Orion Pictures because that's the only. Orion Pictures would make it.
TriStar.
This one actually does sound kind of interesting.
TriStar.
So this is the plot of Legacy of Rage, 1986.
Read it.
Brandon plays Brandon Ma, a regular working Joe who holds down 2 jobs so he can support his girlfriend May and his dream of owning a motorcycle. Okay, so that's interesting.
What?
Brandon's best friend is Michael, played by Michael Wong.
Very creative.
So, I mean,
with these names.
guess they decided to make it easy on the actors. Yeah. We're going to cast you by your name.
By your name. The script, you just talk to each other. It's fine. We'll do
An ambitious and murderous dope peddler, because that's a thing. How Brandon and Michael ever become friends is the biggest mystery in the film. In any case, Michael covets May, and so he comes up with a plan that will win her from him, for him, and solves a problem he's been having. It seems that an undercover cop named Sharky has been using the police connections to dominate the local cocaine trade. So Michael has killed him, has him killed, and uses Brandon as a fall guy. Brandon goes to jail, though he thinks that he'll be released soon thanks to the effort of his good buddy Michael. 8 years later, Brandon finally gets out of jail. Like,
brutal.
I mean, it sounds
Michael's
like an interesting movie.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I just want to see him get the motorcycle.
Yeah, I was about to say, the ending of that movie has to be with the money he gets from killing Michael, he buys himself a motorcycle and rides into the sunset. Like, this is our movie. What did we call our movie this is exactly what happened.
I don't even remember what our movie's called.
You're a loose cannon, Michael.
Loose cannon.
Gun in your badge.
That's probably true. Gun in your badge, loose cannon.
I got what'd you say, Marco? I got the DA up my ass.
I got the district attorney up my ass.
Yeah, he's right on the case. Oh man,
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. You wait and see.
I mean, I see a commonality between like all his movies, like Rapid Fire, 2 Feuding Drug Lords. There was the other one where his buddy's a dope peddler. Showdown in Little Tokyo. Let's see what that is. Oh, it involves the Yakuza. Yeah. So there's that. Laser Mission. He plays an
amazing.
Oh. Tank battle.
Mercenary gold is sent from the CIA to seize the laser expert Braun in Cuba.
Oh shit!
Before the KGB catches him, the recently stolen giant diamond could be used together with Braun's knowledge to construct a laser cannon that will bring power over the whole world.
I'm not done with you yet.
Wait, laser cannon? Isn't that the same plot from like Congo?
Most of the Bond movies.
Like in Congo, that gorilla movie, they go to the jungle to make a laser out of crystals.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's a trope, man, from that era.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Laser Mission was 1989, so it predates Congo. So suck it, Congo.
Congo. You got some explaining.
We should do a podcast when we reboot Laser Mission.
That's right. But okay, so in Laser Mission, would that be a movie where he would say the name of the movie, like as a
well,
line?
I mean,
be like, what kind of mission is this?
It's a laser mission.
Yeah, what kind of cockamamie laser mission am I on right now?
Yeah,
I always love those.
Be throwaway.
But by the way,
somebody else.
Yeah, the Evil Within 2, they did that, They did that exact thing to where there's two characters talking, and this is like recent. This came out like 2 weeks ago. The Evil Within 2, big video game. Yeah. There's two characters talking, and they're like, "Are you crazy? I'm not going out there. There's evil out there." And then the other character goes, "But there's evil within too." And then they stop for a minute, and then they like
roll credits.
They slowly look at the camera, like they're like, "Oh, it's genius." I was like, "I'm gonna buy that game just because of that exchange."
Just so you can put that in a video.
Just play. Oh, perfect. It's perfect.
I mean, I don't fucking know. Like that's a level of like, I mean, that is a roll credits moment.
Oh,
like
for sure.
That's how you end something.
Absolutely.
Where it's just like, we survived all this. We gotta go. No, there's evil out there, but there's evil within too.
Yeah. And it's a freeze frame. Like,
yeah. They do that weird 80s like Terminator zoom at the end when like the picture is like super big.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Right. The old Friday the 13th, like where it's Friday the 13th part 2, and it's just Jason's mom's head, just like, and the candle wickers like just like stop moving, and it's like like they play some weird techno ass music that doesn't fit with the rest of the movie.
Yeah. Now they call that trap music.
Yeah. That's the ASMR or whatever it is. They just start like wom wom wom. They start playing weird ass noises.
Yeah,
but legitimately, like, I'm definitely not feeling like the new Crow.
Yeah,
like I'm not feeling that movie.
Yeah,
I mean, it's much like New Mutants in my case, where I don't feel that either. Like,
not even remotely into New Mutants.
It's so buddy of mine's balling all about the New Mutants in the comics, and like he saw Thor and they rolled the New Mutants trailer. He's one of those guys that doesn't go out of his way to see trailers. Like a trailer comes out and he goes, "Oh, that's nice." Like, I'm not going to watch it. Yeah, but like, he's in the theater, he can't go anywhere. It's there, and like he flat out just like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Right.
Yeah.
Like, why? And then he's asking me questions like, "Since when did Xavier's Institute become a haunted house?" And I'm just like,
exactly.
I'm like, no, they're not at Xavier's mansion. He goes, "Then why the fuck are they the New Mutants?"
True, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because it's got to be a dark, gritty. It's got to be a dark, gritty movie.
Yeah.
We're gonna give it a horror tone. He goes, "You do what? If you're gonna do horror with the New Mutants, you do that as a sequel. You don't do that as like we're getting the team together.
Your kickoff,
like,
your buddy cop movie.
Yeah. Because then you expect every New Mutants movie to be that way.
Yeah, it's a tonal. You're setting the tone and then going for it.
It's like Deadpool. So like Deadpool 1 like had a lot, like its marketing campaign was fucking brilliant, and they just kicked off the marketing campaign for 2, which if you haven't seen that trailer,
the Wet on Wet is genius.
Wet on Wet is fucking beautiful.
So good.
Okay.
But they couldn't not do something like that because of the first movie and and such. If they were to have just done like a super serious, like this is the reveal or whatever, like people would have been like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, right.
I mean,
or they would have thought
it paints you into.
Yeah, they would have thought it was sarcastic or something.
Yeah,
they would have maybe it's making fun of the other. Like people would read into it and try to be like, "Well, no, it's not really serious. They're probably trying to," but then then they would go see the movie, and if the movie was completely all serious, they'd be like, "That doesn't make sense." Like,
I mean, that's just the way it is, though. Like you want the dark, gritty film or whatever. Like, there's ways to do it. You don't do it as an opening entry for especially a new franchise.
Yeah.
It's like if they had been established and you're doing a reboot, like. Maybe because then people are familiar with the characters. Like if they were to do a dark, gritty reboot of Fan Four Stick, I mean that would be fine.
See, and like explaining the New Mutants thing, it just reminds me of like Hotel Transylvania. So it's like if that was, it would be Hotel Transylvania. That makes total sense. Have the haunted house, the spookiness, whatever. But like, that doesn't seem to fit that sort of MO. for what
Yeah.
they're
And
trying to do.
the funny part is like when me and him broke it down, he was going through beats. He's just like, everything's happening because this person's powers aren't like, they don't have control of their powers. That's why all that spooky shit's happening.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you're probably not fucking wrong. Like he essentially like when the movie comes out, it'll probably be one of those situations of like, hey, remember when we talked about that movie? Yeah, it's the exact same thing I said it was going to be. Like,
Right.
1-to-1.
Yeah.
Exactly what I said. Yeah.
at the same time, he wasn't a fan of Thor because of the comedy, but yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It's just it wasn't so much the comedy as it was Chris Hemsworth being comedic. Like it just doesn't fit the character's tone
right.
from the comics and shit. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I can understand that. So
yeah, for them to establish it as something different, though, like for the Marvel universe, of the cinematic universe, I should say, to be something like, I guess, more digestible, or you got to start.
Well, Thor's been one of those characters that has been like done all right, but never really done anything huge.
Sure, and because
let's find something that works with them.
Because whenever there's only so much intrigue on like, let's talk about the politics of Asgard, and let's talk about his home planet and talk about how the king wants to do this, and you're like, all right.
Let's talk about Asperger, wherever the fuck he's from.
So it's like, oh, let's go on the Rainbow Road, and you're like, all right, I guess, but it doesn't feel. It feels like that Green Lantern movie. Like I'm a Green Lantern fan, but the thing is, they got so caught up in all the mechanics of the bullshit, right? Like, well, here's the rules that we have to abide by as Green Lanterns, and we're gonna be floating in the cosmos, and then we're gonna get all the Green Lanterns together, and we're gonna. And I was like
elder janitor.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ! Like, can we get to the movie at some point? And then there was like,
but Green Lantern, like one of the biggest problems with Green Lantern was, and I think Ryan Reynolds has said it, and a couple other people in the movie. They didn't have a full script until like 3/4 of the filming was done.
Shows. They just hang out. They hang out in space, and they're like, so what do you like about being a Green Lantern? And he's like, I guess I'm not used to it yet. And they're like, you'll get there. So are you there yet? And he's like, that's pretty much the whole movie. You can get used to these powers, and you can use them for good. And he's like, all right.
I mean, I could try.
Yeah, and then there's no like part of it to where he's like, I have all this power and I want to use it for good, but now I'm like almost like at the One Ring from Lord of the Rings, like, oh, I can use this power and I can use it for me. But he never goes through that. He's just sort of the guy that now has these powers, and he's like, yeah, the girl I like's in trouble, so I should probably go save her.
Yeah.
From the guy with the big Morphe head. That's what I remember. At the end, he has like too much energy, and he's like, my head's so big, and now I'm hideous, and the woman won't love me because I'm Quasimodo. I was like, well, all right, sure. Now it was a different deal. I was like,
you ever want to watch a bad movie, Maury? Like,
nope. I'm good.
Yeah,
I already knew it was gonna be terrible when I saw how CG Ryan Reynolds was.
Yeah,
just like in the trailers, I was like, nope.
And that's like kind of the thing about like being a wrestling promoter too, is if you have someone as pretty as Ryan Reynolds, why the fuck are you gonna cover him up? Like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, come on, you have someone who is like made for the screen. They are made.
I mean, why do they make Roman Reigns wear the fucking SWAT vest all the time? Yeah. Like, who knows?
Hey, to protect him so he doesn't get hurt when it fucks up all of his moves.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about Roman, not Sin Cara here.
Yeah, that's true. Botchkara. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Who apparently, even though his leg was like broken or whatever, like had a match for the United States title on SmackDown.
That's true.
So I guess we have a third Sin Cara now.
What?
Yeah. It's so weird, and like all of the Sin Cara's botch, all of them. Yeah. That's part of the gimmick. I'm convinced that's part of it. It's like, here's a luchador that's pretty good about 76% of the time, but then he has a trampoline and he can never quite jump on it correctly. And to get in the ring, and he does this little woo like flare move where he like flips in. He just trips every time. Like he'll hit their apron or something. Like it's like those little kids doing the gymnast like horse thing when they like run up and they try to balance and they can't quite get it. That's what it reminds me of.
I mean, like what I just linked was from Sin Cara back on the 8th of this month. That picture clearly shows that his leg was.
Oh, Jesus.
Is that, would that be broken? Because it looks broken.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. It's highly sprained.
There's a high possibility.
Yeah, but apparently, like
from 1 to Sid Vicious, how bad is it?
It's a 9.
Okay.
Because Sid's leg just liquefied and just flopped around.
This is pretty close, though.
Yeah, it's close. It's very close.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Oh man. So what was our second main topic? I can't even remember it.
I don't know.
Oh, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know.
What is it? Marvel Heroes is dead.
Marvel Heroes.
Blah blah blah.
Marvel Heroes, yeah. That's a shame. Pour one out for the homies. Marvel Heroes.
Sort of. I mean, I poured mine out back in fucking January of this year when they decided to go and release the Omega update and completely fuck the game.
Yeah. So what did that entail? Because I played back whenever it was kind of just a free-to-play Diablo clone. And I was like, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, I can just unlock outfits as Gambit. That's fun.
So, all right. So you played it back when it was like a Diablo 2 clone or a Diablo 1 clone?
Diablo 2. Because you could you could modify stuff with what was it, like gems sort of things, like you could equip
runes.
Runes. Yeah. So that's where I was, and then I think it was right when the first Avengers movie came out, because
they
started doing like, we're gonna do the new Hawkeye outfit and he's gonna look just like what's his face.
So when they did the what they called the big update, which fucking don't call it the big update when you update every other week for fucking 20 gigs. Right. What's the big update? Am I going to need a new hard drive? Yeah. Like, is this the way to go?
You get a new virtual server and you have to install it on systems analytics.
So like what they did was their big update was they got rid of their Omega. They got rid of the Omega system, which was basically like an end game leveling system that carried over across all your characters. Like you had a certain amount of points that you could use, and depending on which character you're using, you can kind of like at level 30 you can access this and be like, I want him to be, I want my hero to have like a health regen, and I want to have more points in like strength and things like that. So like if you were playing a summoner character, for example, or anybody that does mental damage, you wanted to boost highly in intelligence. Oh, right. So like Doctor Strange, like that was, I dumped everything I could into intelligence. Yeah. When they got rid of that system, they replaced it with the Infinity system. I mean, all they did was they cut all the bullshit out of it, which was good. But instead of saying like, oh, hey, here's a pool of things, like you can just allocate them where you want them, they said, oh, here's a pool of things, and they're divided between the different stones. So, and whenever you got points to use in that, it would alternate between the stones. So it was never like a straight leveling.
Great.
It pissed off a lot of people, and they ended up changing it where you just had a pool and you're like, fucking use them wherever you want. So I was happy when they changed that. That was good. Yeah. They instituted before the big update. They had they added travel powers for everybody, and then they said, "Oh well, they're broken." And it's like, no, they're not. They fucking work as intended. Like,
right? Yeah.
So the big update fixed them because when you run, you have to spin up for 5 seconds before you can run. Like, so you're there in one place. Like, you're not like moving slower and then pick up speed. No, you're standing there for like 3 to 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden, then you take off. Like,
that's
I mean, same thing with like if your travel power was flight, it was the same thing. Like it would take you 3 seconds for you to get off the ground, and then you could fly. But if you came across a doorway, you would have to disable your travel power to get through the doorway and then wait another 3 seconds to get back into flight. So it's like...
They got cooldowns for cooldowns.
Yeah, it was... That's dash powers, instead of it being like, oh, okay, well, you just have like you can dash every 3 seconds, 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, you have charges. And once all the charges are depleted, then the cooldown starts on
Genius.
them. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, they changed movement so goddamn much, and we're looking at it and we're like, I have Juggernaut. Juggernaut's power is movement. Like, what the fuck am I going to do? Like, you've just completely ruined this entire system for him.
Oh, man.
But they wanted to streamline the game to make it a little bit more friendly to newer players.
It's accessible. The fact that it's free means it's accessible. Like, it's in my opinion. You know what I mean?
When I started playing Marvel Heroes, it had a bit of a learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thankful to have somebody to kind of guide me and show me what I needed to do to enjoy the game to its full potential. And some people didn't have that, and that shit happens. Yeah. But changing every goddamn fucking system in a goddamn game to turn a game that was like Diablo 2 into a game like Diablo 3, not saying Diablo 3 is a bad game, mind you. Yeah. But it's very different.
Sure.
If they were to do a separate game and institute all those changes there, I'd be fine with it.
Exactly. Right.
But everybody got used to this style of game, and then they go, "Oh yeah, by the way, fuck you. We're going and we're changing everything."
Yeah, that's.
And now we have this, and you're like, "But I like the other way. Tough shit. You want to play? You're going to enjoy it."
Yeah.
Mm.
And I mean, there was an exodus of players. That was the biggest thing. Like I know my group stopped playing, and one of us, that was the game he streamed. That was all he streamed, basically.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And he hasn't streamed since January. So, and now we're on GTA 5. So that's
a GTA kick.
Yeah, we're doing GTA Online, and it's a lot of fun. And I mean, I forgot, I kind of forgot that we had a podcast today. I'm like, yeah, I'll be there for GTA today.
I'll be there. Save that bank money. We'll do a heist.
Yeah. We're actually out in the last mission of a heist, and then we also have we're trying to get me a hearse for my character. So we got to do CEO missions to get
that's awesome.
Hearse to spawn, so somebody can drive it to where it needs to go, and then they leave the area with the hearse, come back to the church, and then hearses spawn that you can actually steal. So
okay.
Because I want a fucking hearse. I missed out on the Halloween hearse because I didn't have enough fucking GTA money.
Yeah.
To purchase it. So until next October, this is my method. Like, this is what I have to do. But
oh man, I need to go back to that. I need to go back to that game.
GTA Online is fun. I mean, we only play private match because fuck regular people.
Yeah, why in the world would you play with other actual human beings? Like that's.
But
absurd.
Apparently, if you have if you hit a certain number in a invite only match, it acts like a public server.
Oh,
okay. So you can do like the public server missions.
Interesting.
So I mean that's interesting thing. I'd rather not deal with like my first GTA 5 experience, GTA Online experience was on the 360.
Yeah.
I started up, I created my character, I come in and leave the airport, and I'm like, all right, what am I going to do? And get to where I need to go and do the little tutorial shit. As soon as I got out of that tutorial thing, I'm like in an intersection, like just crossing the street, and a plane just fucking dive bombs me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, this is my life now.
Yeah.
I'm not playing this.
I'm here.
Yeah, and I didn't play it until maybe about 2 weeks ago. So, 2-3 weeks ago, and it's like, cool. But I mean, it's a lot of fun, especially on the PC. On the PC, even though I'm a fucking scrub that uses a controller still, because
I would too, man. That game is made for a controller. I'm convinced it's made for a controller.
It is, but it isn't, It is in the sense of like the driving and the flying and all the other stuff.
Mhm.
But when it comes to aiming, like I find myself every now and then going over to the mouse and just kind of, I have no idea what's going on with the. There we go.
But yeah, like, because I think I got stuck on the first main mission to where the crazy guy, Trevor, actually goes crazy, like where you're outside of, I guess, like the quick stop or whatever, and then everyone like comes, where you go in a mayhem mode, to where it's like, he's high on all these drugs, and like all these people are driving up, and then you have to shoot everybody in like 3 minutes or something. Yeah. I could never pass it. I tried with keyboard and mouse. I tried with controller. I could just never get it. So I was like,
and the thing is, like with GTA 5, like story mode, I played that all on console. Mm-hmm. So there's no incentive for me to do it on PC. Right. So I'm like, all right, well, you know, somebody I got gifted it, and I'm just like, because I was like, I'm not gonna buy this shit. I already played it. Like, like, well. And then somebody gifts it. I'm like, well, I guess I'm playing this shit now.
I guess it's mine. I guess I got to do this.
Yeah.
It's like when I gifted everybody. I gifted a lot of people a while back Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, and I'm like, you'll enjoy this. And so like, and I still have people that just like, I haven't got to play it yet.
And then you're like, do it. Just guilt them into it. Be like, oh, so you don't like gifts then? And they're like, oh, like,
yeah. No, you just have it be well, not a reward, but a punishment, quote unquote, for when somebody loses a pay-per-view thing. So you just do it that
way. You should just get on that like true like grandmother guilt level where it's like, well, you know, I haven't eaten in 5 days in case I had food in my mouth when you called me.
Oh like, God.
Make them feel so bad about like, I guess
a week since I bathed because I didn't want to miss your phone calls.
Yeah, right. I didn't eat for a few days because I wanted to save up that money to get you that Vampire the Masquerade game. I sure wish you would enjoy it.
Because it was on sale for $4.99.
That was my limit to have lunch that day, but I just, you know, these things are more important.
It was either that or get myself a coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And I've had enough coffee lately.
Oh, man.
I think that'll do it, man. I think that's the wrap for our first video podcast.
That went by fucking quick.
Yeah. We've been live for about an hour and a half.
Shit.
There you go.
It's crazy. Crazy times.
Full-blown topics to talk about.
That's right, man.
And went off the rails too.
Off the rails, but like I guess it came back on. But now that it's a video show, like I'm interested to hear what the audio sounds like. You know what I mean? Like, does it make less sense than it normally does? Does it make more sense? But if you want to watch the video archive, you'll get the full experience of all of our lovely mugs. And then, fun stuff. So that's it. You can find us on Stitcher. You can find us on Google Play. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us at audibletrial.com/brotheraround. You can find us on Christian Mingle. No, I don't know. Like, we should...
Farmers only.
Farmers only. What tarnation? We are on everything. Be sure to swipe right. Like, the whole bit, man. The whole bit. We're everywhere. We're on that laser mission. What was it called? Laser mission? Yeah.
Laser mission.
That's right. Rapid fire laser mission. That's what we're on here at Brother Around. But guys, that's our time. For Moriarty, for Todd, for Marco, and for myself. It's been fun. We hope you guys had a blast. We had a blast. We love it. We'll see you guys next week on the new and improved Brother Around. Peace!
Take it easy, guys.
Bye.